All right, so this is the 1971 CB350 that I picked up on Sunday. Haven't done much with it yet, but I am going to document the restoration process, and hopefully you can kind of see the before and see the after. But this is the before. This is what it looks like now. Haven't done anything. We've just taken some stuff off. First thing we did was we looked at the spark plugs, and obviously there is a lot of buildup on these, and they might be the originals. I mean, this bike only has 11,000 miles on it, which is, for a 71, that is very low miles. These bikes are made to go, tens of thousands of miles. So this is just a baby for this Honda. Put that in so it doesn't, nothing gets in there. So then we worked our way up. These boots, they're okay. They're rubber, but they're very hard. On this side, this one's cracked a little bit, so I'll probably go ahead and replace these wires, these plugs, the spark plugs themselves, and then the coil pack. Normally these are cracked when something's wrong with them. So don't see any cracks in them. Try it out. Don't want to have to replace it, but I will if I need to. Then after the spark plugs, we went to the air boxes. So there is an air box on both sides, and they are connected by this tube in the middle. So if one air box is restricted, it pulls air from the other side. Super smart from Honda. I think that's a brilliant idea. But the one, it looks like something got in there at some point. That's not supposed to be there. Not bad, except for this little part, and then the other side was fine. These were also green or teal or whatever color you want that to be or think that is. They definitely spray painted it, and the emblem fell off. So you can also see that they spray painted the engine as well, because these are supposed to be black and there is silver all over. Once we got the air boxes off, we went to the carburetors. Haven't cracked into the carburetors yet, but they were both connected in the center so that when you messed with one, it did the same on both sides, which is very nice. It keeps the engine, balanced on both sides. All these fuel lines, they're old, dry rotted and cracking. We went to take the carburetors off, and that's what happened. We were trying to be gentle and they cracked, so we just kept cracking them and breaking them off. The throttle cable was also attached, and that was kind of a pain in the butt. The throttle wasn't really working, so we just took an angle grinder to the throttle cable, and there is the remains of that. Have to replace the throttle cable. But yeah, everything else, it makes compression. If I, stomp on the kickstart, you can definitely hear it. You can hear it. Oh yeah, definitely makes compression. So that's a good sign. What else? It does come with a toolbox, which is pretty cool. There's no tools in it, but I'm gonna put some tools in there in my little secret storage space. The tank, when we took the tank off, there was a little fuel line that connected both sides. You can kind of see how the frame goes in the middle, and then there's a fuel line that connects the bottom so that it can draw from both sides. You can use the whole fuel tank. But there's a little bit of rust on the inside. When I went to pick it up, I was expecting there to be fuel in here, and there's going to be sludgy and gross and not salvageable. But there is just a little bit of surface rust. So I bought some Vapo Rust, and I'm going to swish it around in there and leave it for about 30 minutes and see how much that helps. Don't really, honestly, I'm probably good, but definitely for better safe than sorry. And this is obviously all dry rotted. Super cool bike though. I'm replacing both tires, the inner tubes. The wheels on the inside, they have shoes, and I hate working with shoes. I am not a fan. The back brakes, rear brakes, they work a lot better than the front. The front is very spongy, and you can see when I press this down that while it does work, it's just not biting down as much as it should. So definitely have to play with that a little bit and see if I can either fix that up or just most likely replacing the whole front brakes and rear brakes while I'm at it. Because brakes are kind of important when you're on a 50-year-old motorcycle. I think the other thing is, or the last thing, well, the exhaust is jacked up. This is the muffler. This is what remains. And you can kind of see the little rust chips that are coming out. And this tag is from a naval base back in California. So I guess the owner's dad, this was his bike, and he got this tag to get on base. And I just think that adds a lot of character to the bike. But other than that, I'm not worrying with the electrical stuff. I will get to that. I think right now it's just getting the bike to turn over and to run into idle. I don't think there's any oil in it. Honestly, I should probably crack it and drain it and see if there is. But for right now, I think that's where we're at. And I need to make a big old shopping list from this website. Don't know the name of the website off the top of my head, but I will put it down in the description. So if you do have a bike or you're interested in a bike, you can buy pretty much the whole bike on this website. They sell everything for this bike, and that is a lifesaver. It's so much better than going to junkyards and scrap yards and things like that. But oh, that's my buddy Aaron, ripping it up. That's his Ducati, by the way. So we were gonna put the Ducati hand guards on it, just because the hand grips on it, just because those are a little bit those are a little bit nicer. Have like an Italian Japanese hybrid. But yeah, I think that's where we're at right now. Just getting that vapor rest in the tank and getting these fuel lines connected and going from there.